What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. There was no video yesterday, as I said on the stream. Not much had really changed. We're still trading sideways, and if that's the case, I probably won't do a video unless we have something cool that we talk about on stream, or you guys have some requests for me. So if you guys do have some, hit them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for everybody for all the questions. Great questions. We're going to go over a couple today. So if you like that, please hit the like, please hit the sub. I really appreciate it, guys. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links for Twitch, Discord, everything else are all down below. But let's go ahead and get started. Head on over to CoinMarketCap. We'll hit the refresh. Right now, our total market cap's at about 1.4 trillion. We're still not doing much. Although if you do want to trade anything on Ethereum right now, I highly recommend doing it at this point because gas fees are lower. So, this is definitely a good website to look at to get lots and lots of information. One of the questions I wanted to answer is, how do I figure out where a crypto is located or how I can buy or sell it, which is an awesome question. So if you just are looking on the list and you need any crypto whatsoever, so if we head to the top gainers as of right now, we have XDC or XFIN currently up 21%. So if we click on XFIN, we can actually just go to where it says market. And this is going to show you everywhere that XFIN is currently traded, plus liquidity and other things like that. So it's a very, very cool feature. And I actually didn't know about the market feature until about, I would say, like 2 months ago. I kept struggling because I would just Google and I would just try to find what pairs it had, and long process. So it's so much easier. All of these aggregators, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, the whole list, they all have different features like this. So, please use your resources as you can. But if we head back here, biggest gainers, we had XDC, Nexo, Quant, a very good project there. And then we have biggest losers, my favorite ICP down here, HBAR, coming back down a bit. But right now the markets are still in indecision. If Bitcoin drops a little bit, everybody's pulling out and getting scared. If it goes up a little bit, everyone's getting bullish. But for the most part, nobody can come to any type of agreement. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, we're still steady. However, we did drop below our 20 daily exponential moving average. Yeah, we could fulfill this little pattern that I was expecting, where Bitcoin dominance drops down to here. In this case, something like Ethereum is really going to have to break out to the upside and really kick some of that dominance back from Bitcoin, because it takes a lot of money to take away dominance from Bitcoin. So we could play out from here, or we could see Bitcoin shoot up here at the over the weekend, which would be unfortunate because I definitely like to see it during the week when there's more volume and more money available to really back these pumps. But if it goes up, it goes up. We'll see what happens from there. So moving over to this next chart, someone asked me if I look at anything else for determining my predictions on price action, anything like that. And the answer is yes. There's so many charts that I look at on a daily basis. This is one of three lists that I have on the right hand side. This is just my crypto list. I have a full list just for stocks, and then I also have a full list for other things, other types of commodities, from gold to silver and other types of information that I like. So this one here is the dollar index. So I brought this up because the way I use the dollar index is to let me know where people feel the dollar is, how strong is the US dollar. So the DYX or the DXY on ICE, this is the actual in my opinion, the best place to get the information, because it's got, I think, like 19 pairs of the US dollar or something to all these other currencies in the world. And we can tell that as this is going down, the price of the dollar, we could see that the price of Bitcoin, or all of crypto, because this is all crypto, not just Bitcoin, it's inverse. We start to go up as the dollar goes down. And you can see during our bear market, the dollar kind of hovered in price. We hit the top during COVID, and then we started to go down. We have an inverse. We have a little bowl here as we're coming up. We hit our top, and now the next question is if the dollar actually continues to go up, yes, we could potentially see crypto and other things go down. And this could be through regulation. This could be through so many different things that, even if you don't, I don't believe in the dollar at all, looking at the dollar as a whole, if we zoom all the way out on the dollar from the top, this is going to zero, eventually going to zero, just like any currency that has no backing of any sort. Bitcoin's scarce, limited asset. gold as of now a scarce limited asset, right? And we can see the chart of gold looks a lot more similar to a chart of Bitcoin, whereas the dollar chart completely looks like dog shit. We got like, what is this, like a ass cheeks here? This is just going to zero at some point. You know, it could be, probably won't be tomorrow, but at some point, it's just not worth anything more than what it is, especially with the U.S. creating more and more of the dollar. So just something I wanted to bring up on that. I do use a lot of other indicators. I only bring them up whenever I do find them necessary to explain a point, or if somebody asks me particularly about that, especially with other technical indicators, things like the Ichimoku cloud, using Heikin-Ashi candles, when and when to not use them. Sometimes it's actually better to use a line chart when you're comparing to something else over a bar chart. So there's lots and lots of other things that I do. I just try to get you the best idea in a shorter period of time of how I feel on the market. So coming back to that, if we hide all my crap, this is Bitcoin from start to where we are now. And we've just been in a constant uptrend continuing on, and no matter what, based on how the Bitcoin is designed, if nothing catastrophic kills it, whether it's some kind of energy thing, be as imaginative as you want, but if nothing kills it, its goal is to increase in value over time. So versus something like the dollar, it was never designed to do that. It was designed to be a way for the government to control its citizens, right? To hold their power, right? You hold our currency, that means you trust in us, kind of bullshit, right? So Bitcoin has been in an uptrend for since inception, and I personally think that this is not the end of the bull run. We just may see some choppy waters here in the meantime. And when you try to compare gold, Bitcoin, and so this is gold, Bitcoin, and the US dollar, you can see that the two currencies that are limited and scarce are the ones that have very similar charts and price action versus the US dollar going down to the bottom here. But one of the things I wanted to mention that I haven't shown on these charts here, which you guys know, this is I think 65K will be the floor in the next bull run. We just haven't achieved it again, right? Let's say we have a bad situation where we go down to zero. I still think that we will at least retest the $65,000 area, potentially form a double top at that point, and then enter a bear market that completely changes all the cycles. But in the end, just like 2008, everything's going the opposite of how we want it. We had the real estate crash. Nothing worked out. We're just having the same thing happen again now with crypto and stocks that we had with real estate back in like 2008. Robinhood getting sued, people doing stuff dirty behind the scenes to make money. So there's so much stuff going on in the background. If we're focusing on what's happening right now, this is where it takes the most money from the most people. Impatient, bought high, can't wait, they sell now. People who buy now and it actually goes down, they sell down here. The market will always try its best to get its money from you. So you have to stick to your plan and, hold true to it until something in your plan was triggered, whether it was a negative or positive thing, right? So for me, no matter what choppiness we go through right now, like this being the Wyckoff scenario that we hadn't been going over, right now, for the Wyckoff scenario, we're doing really good as far as the choppy. We've overcome a key resistance. We found support on it plus a previous resistance, so it's very likely that we could see some movement to the upside. But once we get up to around 36 to 38,000, this is where sentiment may change again, and we could just keep bouncing back and forth in this area. So personally, again, still sitting back, still waiting. I think if anything is going to happen, we're going to have it happen in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And that's going to let us know whether or not we have another month or two of sideways, whether or not we're probably going to go to the upside, or are we already or most likely going to the downside. You just can't tell anywhere in this sideways action. I mean, from the, what day is this? The 18th of May to where we are now, we've had a 31% change both up and down. So, there's so much indecision at this moment. There's nobody who can predict which way we're going to go from here. So I hope that answered some of the questions on the other charts and things that I do go over. It's a fundamental analysis is wonderful because, you know what it is and you know where it's going. Technical analysis takes everything that's going to fuck with you at this point. Speculation, inflation, the dollar, a disaster, anything that you can think of that has nothing to do with what the actual item is the technical analysis that you can't control. And, we're still in a speculation market, no matter what. Even there's coins with good utility. You guys know which crypto I'm going to pick. You know, there's so many cryptos with good utility that have, you know, zero price action, but other ones that have lots of speculation can go absolutely crazy and go through the roof. So if this bull run was over, I don't think the euphoria stage that we got up to 60,000 was quite enough to really be the euphoria stage. So I definitely think that when we see the real rally, it's just going to blow everybody's mind. So that's my thesis. That's what I'm holding on to. I still think that's where we're going to go. You know, if we do drop down to 20,000 and then we can never get above it, you know, at some point, yeah, my sentiment may change, but that's only if something fundamentally changed, because the big picture for crypto is growth and prosperity in the coming years. So that's going to do it for this video here. Not much changed on ETH or XRP. They're still holding at the same supports. You know, if we do see ETH break up with anticipation of EIP 1559, that could set off a little alt rally. But if Bitcoin takes a shit, it'll be very short-lived. So during these times, I just recommend educating yourself, keep asking questions. There's no stupid questions. At some point, I had the exact same question, guaranteed. So I can be more than happy to explain it, or at least find some sources for you to keep learning. So the technical analysis is more than just looking at a couple of charts. It's interpreting data from multiple sources and ranking which data is worth listening to and which one isn't. So very detailed and difficult process that not one analyst has perfected yet. Just some are a little better than others. But that's going to do it, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.